Welcome to another episode of Fergie Time. Today we're chatting with John, who is a off-roader in Grand Junction, and he just loved it so much he decided to start his own shop, and he called it Wesco Offroad, and he's doing some crazy stuff. So I'll let him explain it, but like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hey guys, hey, Fergie Time. Today I've got John Wesco. Is it Wesco?
Wesco. So Western Colorado.
That's what I thought, but there's no T in there, so I'm like, I'll have to ask him what
there's a lot of companies out there that use the T in a Wesco, so I want to do something a little different, so Wesco, just shorten it up a little bit.
So John, I started following you on Instagram when you just had that beast of a machine behind you, just wheeling, and kind of your process. Have you gone and opened up your own business, which has been relatively new, right? Like in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, actually last Tuesday was our first day. So it's very new. Wesco is a little older. It's about 3 years old.
So Wesco is the name of your Jeep?
This does not have a name. So it doesn't have a name. It's just... So how Wesco originally started is I was trying to find a name for my Instagram handle instead of just my name. When I Googled Colorado names, NorCal came up. So, and I thought, I'm on the western side of Colorado, Wesco. And then it just kind of stuck, and then I formed an LLC out of it. And it's stuck, and now I've got a business running Wesco Offroad.
Like, when did you want to stop just calling it your Jeep and actually make it a shop?
I owned a Snap-on Tools franchise for a number of years, and once I got out
so
of
like
that,
a truck?
Yeah, so I had a Snap-on truck. I owned the franchise, so we had a route here in Junction, and then I went to work for a local off-road shop here in town, and one thing led to the next, and now I own my own. All the stars aligned. I've always worked on other people's, vehicles and stuff. I've turned it in a hobby into a career, and now I do it full time. I saw the potential this town had, and they were trying to move away from the off-road scene to do more regular auto maintenance, and that's just not my thing. So I ended up leaving there, worked for another company for a little while, and this building came available, and all the stars aligned, and here we are. Now we're running full time.
Was it harder than you thought it would be?
Since I had this Snap-on franchise, it wasn't as hard because I'm not going into business startup for the first time. So it wasn't as hard, but getting customers is going to be a little bit difficult than my previous business.
So what's been the most rewarding part of opening up your shop?
One, being my own boss. Two, I think this should be number one, is seeing a Google search bar turn into a brick and mortar business now. Seeing the logo everywhere and seeing stickers on Jeeps all through town and stuff like that. I think that's the most rewarding part of it.
Do you have any employees?
No, just a one-man show for now. But the way the workload has been coming, it probably won't take long before I have to hire somebody.
What was your first moment where you're like, all right, this is happening after you opened up your shop? Like, this is for real now. I'm not just playing on Jeeps.
I hit up a guy on Facebook Marketplace for this place, and we made the deal, we shook hands, and he gave me the keys, and I was able to open the shop and just kind of open it and look inside and say, this is happening. This is everything that I've been working for the past 15 years. It's finally happening.
What's kind of some stuff you do?
Well, it's been a lot of gears lately, a lot of gear repair, but anything off-road. I mean, I've had 3 jobs come in so far, and they've all been, welding a truss on. Now I'm fixing gears, and now I've got another one I got to re-gear. So gears have been kind of a big thing so far. We do everything from, putting some lighted valve caps on your tires to building a cage for your Jeep. So everything I've been doing has been in a 2-stall garage, so this is a major upgrade.
What's your favorite thing to do, or what do you enjoy the most?
Wheels, tires, it doesn't matter. it's all rewarding.
So you don't care if it's doing a lift kit or welding or doing fab work or anything, huh?
No, it's the end result when they walk up and they're like, heck yeah, that's mine.
So what is a common mistake, obviously not from your shop, but what's a common mistake you see people make when they're building out their rigs, even from like your previous job or even just being off-road?
The guys that try to cut the corners right out the gate. They try to, I get, a lot of people have budgets, but when it comes down to, you have, this part that's not the best of quality, so you're going to have to redo it again. That's a big thing, and it's, if you try to cut corners at first, trying to fix that, it's just going to make a longer road.
So what's one tool that you couldn't live without in this shop?
My nitrous refill station.
Yeah?
Yeah, so there's only one company here in town that was selling nitrous, and he didn't do it very often. Me being who I am, I went in there all the time and filling bottles, and he finally broke down and said, hey, you come in here a lot, you just want to buy this? And I said, yeah, I'll take it. Nitrous is a big thing. So nitrous for us is not a huge thing in off-road. Well,
and I was going to ask you about that, because on your sign, one of the things that says nitrous, and I'm thinking like Fast and the Furious, like,
I did have a guy come in and ask for a refund because when he hit the button, everything didn't blur, so he thought he got the wrong stuff.
So what is nitrous for off-road?
It's unnecessary, 100% unnecessary. Where the nitrous came into my life, back home, I'm originally from North Dakota, so there was a lot of mud drag races. So everybody was using nitrous up there. So nitrous is a little bit more useful in that racing aspect.
Sure.
So having all of this nitrous stuff in my garage when I built the Jeep, from the get-go, I knew I was gonna put nitrous on it. I know there's not a lot of people doing it, so that's gonna be kind of our niche, because there is a lot of crazy builds that are better than mine, but to stand out a little bit better, that's why we decided to put the nitrous on it. So
how would you use nitrous while off-roading?
The first thing that ever came to my mind was hitting the big hot tub in Moab. I would start at the bottom and hit it and see if it makes it. Now, I've never made it with it, but it does. It's pretty cool.
I saw on your Instagram, a Jeep going up. I think it was like Hell's Revenge, maybe. And
Probably
it's just going freaking fast.
That would be Hell's Jeep. Yeah.
Was that you?
That was us, yeah.
Were you using nitrous on that?
A very, very little. Towards the end, I think I hit a little bit when we did the wheelie coming out of it.
Yeah, I saw the little wave at the guy that was spotting. You could tell he was like, "Oh, I should probably move." So
we had a company out of Australia wanted to come down and test their products, and they wanted to go to Moab, so we did. And Lauren Healy, probably a week before that, he came out of there with Funhaver and came skyrocketing out of there. That's just what I wanted to do. I wanted to try it. So we were there and went in Rome.
What's the dream build you want to come out of Wesco?
My next big build besides my JK is I would like to see a 1-ton Gladiator come out of here. It's pretty common, but I haven't messed with a Gladiator, but they have grown on me, and I would put nitrous on it for sure.
Tell us about your YJ back there. What makes it so unique?
That is a crazy story, to be honest, how I acquired this thing. So I built an XJ. I wanted something a little more buggy-ish, something a little bit more capable than just an XJ. So I found a guy in Greeley, Facebook Marketplace, get on there. We make the deal. He said, we'll trade straight across. You drive and come get it. I said, that's fine. So we loaded up and we left at 4 o'clock in the morning. My first kid was in the NICU. So we stopped at the hospital. We went and saw her, said hi just in case I didn't get to see her. So we get on the road and I have to stop and grab something for another dealer in Glenwood. So I grabbed this compressor. Mind you, it's 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning. We go into this place and I'm grabbing the compressor. I park a little farther down the road because it's a loud diesel. I didn't want to wake him up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I park down the road, I go into the shop, I grab my stuff and I'm walking out, and it looks horrible because here's me with a flashlight in the parking lot trying to find something for the trailer. Guy I was working for comes running out with a shotgun. He doesn't know it's me because it's a different truck. You know, it's a terrible, terrible situation, which I thought I was trying to be the nice guy. So I'm trying to fix the trailer lights, and all I hear is he loads around and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And you know, it's a big debacle. I stand up. I was like, "Hey, it's me." And it was so horrible, so horrible. Anyway, we leave the house. We get traveling down the road. We make it there without a lick. Everything's fine. We get there, we do the deal, we start heading back, and the trailer feels kind of funny on the way home. So I pull over and we lost a wheel. Had no idea we lost a wheel. We pull over, we get a new wheel, we put the studs in it, and we get back to town. I was going back a couple of weeks to Denver to see the kiddo every weekend, and they're doing construction, cruising down the road, and I see this black thing pass me. I pass this black thing on the side of the road. I was like, no, that can't be. I turned around, and 3 weeks later, I found my tire. But that was the story how I just got it, and then it just it developed into, I had a vision of nitrous on a rock crawler because you don't see it, and I wanted a 0-degree approach and departure angle, and I kind of built everything around that. Slowly, it's turned into...
On tons?
Yeah, so we're running a Dana 60 Kingpin up front, and then a traditional 14-bolt in the rear. We have 14-inch Fox coilovers on all four corners. One of our sponsors, Dave's Custom Unlimited, supplied all of the axle brackets, all the fabrication parts, all that stuff. So he came in and provided all of those for us. So we just did the cage just before Easter Jeep Safari. I just had another image in my head, and we just started laying it out, and then it turned into what I saw in my head.
So you designed that cage?
Correct. For me, I wanted my flair and my design on something like that.
So what's it like balancing shop life, husband, dad?
I don't know. We just do it. I mean, we don't have a choice. We want to be good parents, and be successful, and at home, at work, or wherever. We do what we have to do, and it does help that the wife, the kids absolutely love being in the Jeep or around the Jeep or in the shop or in the garage. So we all kind of work together to maintain our crazy lifestyle.
Do you take her on the trails?
All the time.
Oh, dude,
this one,
awesome.
Ever since we got the cage built, I took the third seat out in the back. That one, we have another seat we put in there she comes with, but we do have another 4-door we are building. That one's going to be a fun one. That's going to also be different. We want to do something that's, the JK line is the most saturated Jeep platform out there. There's so many different variations, it's endless. So we found one that we're going to do a little something different. So we picked up a right-hand drive JK. 4-door JK right-hand drive. That's our next YouTube build series on that one.
What do you prefer, technical or just hitting it?
I think I prefer technical enough times to turn it into going fast, if that makes sense. So like Hell's Gate, we did it slow at first, technical, and then I'm going to say I got bored with it, but I wanted to step it up a little bit. We took a technical spot, and then we hit it harder, and a lot faster.
What's your favorite trail or wheeling area near Grand Junction?
Man, it's a toss-up between Moab and Ouray. Moab is only an hour and a half from here, and Ouray is about the same, but we have a lot of technical trails here in town. I would say Billings Canyon and 21 Road to be my most favorite trails locally.
So do you have any parts, YJ parts on your Jeep that you would tell customers not to buy?
Maybe the nitrous part. Because I've seen a lot of people make some mistakes with it. So
dude, I want to wheel with you now. I want to see this in action. I got to see it.
I'm game. Let's do it. Let's go do something. Right. It's getting enough attention that we are going out. So we wheel with Rory a lot. I wouldn't say a lot, but we find ourselves wheeling together quite a few times. But another one too is the Peck brothers. They saw the nitrous on there. We chatted with them for a little while, and we were with them this year for Easter Jeep and I took one of the brothers up potato salad with nitrous, and his mind was blown.
That's I'm gonna have to do some research on that. Where do you see Wesco in 5 years?
To be basically a local household name for anything off-road, grow it, get a bigger facility.
What kind of projects are you excited to take on?
Well, to be honest, my right-hand drive. I've never worked on anything right-hand drive, so that's gonna be, I don't know what kind of...
You gonna paint it white and make it like a mailman Jeep?
This one's just gonna be it's gonna be basically our shop rig, but 1 tons 40 LS nitrous. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do the same thing that we did in this and put it in the 4-door.
So someone's on the fence about building out their Jeep. What are you gonna say to them?
It depends on what they want. It's, if they ask me if they're on the fence, you live once, you might as well drive something exciting.
Rapid fire questions. You ready?
Let's do it.
Favorite trail snack?
Beef jerky.
Worst Jeep mod trend you've seen?
Lighted brake calipers.
What? Are you talking about the wheel lights or?
Yeah, the wheel lights. I don't even know what to call them. I see them and I just think, oh man. Some of these kids,
One Jeep mod you'll never do again.
Light bar over the windshield.
Yeah, you had one of those?
I did, and it was the most annoying thing.
Because of the sound?
The sound, the vibration, everything.
Map it or just send it?
Send it.
You seem like a send it. I watched enough of your videos. You seem like just a freaking let's go.
Yeah, when you map it, it just seems like everything falls apart when one thing does not happen. So send it and just see what happens.
Most underrated Jeep tool or trail item?
For me personally, it's going to be the plastic bond adhesive. Nitrous backfire.
Oh.
I was just out with Rip a couple of weeks ago, and if he didn't have plastic bond, we would still be on Pritchett.
So what happens with a nitrous backfire?
So a nitrous backfire, it pre-ignites in the intake, or it pre-ignites from the cylinder, and nitrous being so volatile that it starts everything on fire that quick. So I have a viral video on Instagram that has got 3.6 million views, and it was the intake tube blowing off. I had my hood off, we were testing it, making sure everything was good, and every avenue of that situation was wrong. And I knew it, but I still sent it anyway, and it backfired. It blew the intake tube off. It flew up out of the hood area, landed on my head, and landed in the road. And then the intake blew apart, so we had to glue that all back together. So it's dumb.
Check that out.
This is really dumb on a rock crawler, but it's still cool though. It's still cool.
I think it's awesome. Bucket list wheeling spot you haven't hit yet?
That's going to be the Rubicon. That's been on my list for a long time. Ever since I got a Jeep, I've always wanted to do the Rubicon. I used to live out in California, and it was only a couple hours away, and I never even knew about it. So,
what's your favorite thing about the Jeep community?
I think the camaraderie. It's just being able to go out and, if something happens, you break down, they're going to be there to help you to get out of there. Or it's just the community itself. When you go out with people, everybody is in it together. So I think that's what I like about it the most.
If your life had a theme song, what song would it be?
Okay, well, this is what my kid likes to listen to, is Austin Williams' 90s mashup rap, but the country mashup rap that Austin Williams does. Every time she gets in the Jeep or in the truck, she's always, burst it like a bubble, let's play this, burst it like a bubble, and that's a verse in the song, and anytime we go anywhere, that's that, and then I catch myself getting in the Jeep, Bluetooth up, and jamming to it when my kid's not around, so
Heck
I think that might be our go-to song.
Well, dude, awesome, man. Thanks for hanging out, and
yeah, thanks for having me.
Best of luck with your shop. I'll post all the links. And what's your website address, or how do people get a hold of you?
Working on the website. everything is just on our socials right now. Wesco Offroad on all of them. So
awesome, man. Well, I can't wait to wheel with you and check out this fast and furious Jeep behind you with the nitrous.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. First, if you've never been around nitrous, it's a completely
never.
Yeah, it's mind blowing, but it's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain. As soon as you hit that button, like, everything changes for that split second. So it's surprising.
Oh, I can't wait. All right, guys, thanks for watching. That was pretty cool. I don't know about you, but I definitely want to see the nitrous in a Jeep, because I think that would be pretty rad. So anyways, like, subscribe, Fergie, thejku.com. Make sure you go check out John's shop, Wesco Offroad, all that good stuff. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.